the folks just left. They were here for lunch.
Oh
We
yeah.
had lunch.
What did y'all have?
Pardon?
What did you have for lunch?
Oh, well, it was down in the bistro, and you go through, it's sort of like a cafeteria line, but a lot of guests had their families there. I think Sunday is the time they usually come around. And of course, I have a certain tab there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we all ate there for me, you know.
Nice. Do you go there often for meals?
I go there sometimes on Sundays. Usually I don't want to eat that much, but if I'm really hungry, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or look at the menu and see if they have something that I really like, then I go there. But they give you a tab for $100 every month, and then you just they just ask your room number or your apartment number, you know.
Oh, that's pretty nice. It makes it really easy for you.
It does, and you can, you know, you can have it guests here. Anyone can eat there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very nice, Nico. It really is.
Nice.
I
What are some of your favorite meals there that they've got?
Oh, well, I had noodles over mashed potatoes with carrots, and that was good the other night.
Ooh.
Chuck's food for dinner, and you know Columbus weather. It's kind of cloudy all the time,
Yeah, it's kind of hit or
rainy,
miss. Yeah.
and it was very nice. It was very nice. So
Oh, that's
everything's
great.
going okay. How's things going with you? I haven't talked to you really. I talked to you, I guess, when you just got back from the Philippines.
Right.
But you hadn't started your new job. How is it going?
No, yeah. So my job, I'm really enjoying it, Grandma.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. I was hoping that it would be a good fit.
Yeah. I know it's only been a couple weeks, but I'm really liking it, and there's a lot of different things that I'm liking about it, and I'm learning so much, which is one of the reasons I'm liking it so much. Where I
Okay.
feel like at Puget Sound, my past job, I wasn't really challenged to be like the best engineer or worker, honestly, that I could be. So that was one of the big things I wanted for my next job to be, challenging but also rewarding for things that I want to, like problems that I want to solve. And this company, because there's only 3 engineers, everyone's constantly involved with everything from business to drafting to designing and the quality, which is the welding department. So I am already working on welding procedures for this company, and that's one of the reasons that they brought me in. And one of the really good and reassuring things for me was, I worked at my last job for 4 years, but I didn't really feel like I knew a lot, had a lot of information, or had a lot of value. But coming to this job, I realized that I know a lot, and it's just based on what I was doing every day in Puget Sound, because there's a very robust welding engineering team there, of 20 people. Whereas here, they have never hired a welding engineer before. So things that I do instinctively, they have never really thought of. So
Wow.
I'm just seeing ways that other companies do it, probably like worse than they do at Puget Sound, but I'm able to see like where I can improve it as well. And it's like I'm asking good questions to my boss, who I'm working closely with. I'm like, why are you doing it this way? And it's not even just like this way is better. I can just go through my my history and be like, this is the way that we've done it, and there's probably a good reason we've done it this way for so long. So it's just like little things like that where.
Well, you're the top engineer in that field, in your field, right?
Right, at this company, yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's great. Right. Well, now, how do you find the commute?
Yeah, so that was one thing I'm still getting used to, but it's honestly not that bad because I recently got a library card at the local Portland library, and they have an app on my phone where I can get free audiobooks. So I have been listening to audiobooks every time I get into the car, and it's like 45 minutes on a short day without traffic, an hour on long days. But I get, an hour of reading time, so I've already listened to like 3 books this year, and they've all been based around climbing and mountaineering. So it's been really like fulfilling, and I feel like I'm still learning on the way to work. And
that's great. That's great, Nico.
But it's things that I'm like interested in, like I had never read the Into Thin Air by John Krakauer. It's the story of the most dangerous summer on Mount Everest, and like his whole account of it, and it was just very I don't know,
enlightening.
Enlightening, to be like, I do like mountaineering, but I don't, it's a serious endeavor, like, because even though those were like some of the best and smartest guides, they made wrong decisions.
Life or death decisions.
Life or death decisions, and in the end, it was pretty much just based on the weather, and they can't control the weather. But that's what there were just a bunch of problems and things that led up to it. But it's just like learning, and like, I'm not doing my research, but it's just reaffirming the fact that even though this is really scary stuff, there's ways you can be learn from it, and I still definitely want to keep mountaineering. If anything, it's made me more hungry to go and get these mountains out here first.
Do you do any climbing?
Yeah, that's a good question. So that's actually goes along with my commute. So the past month, I have been going to a couple different climbing gyms because I wanted to figure out where I wanted to become a member. And once you're a member, it's more expensive. So that's why I was like making sure to take my time on this decision. Mm-hmm. But I found a couple on the way back from work, so it kind of splits my commute home in two. There is there's a closer one, which is a little more direct on my route. But that is just a bouldering gym, and I'm not sure if I've told you the different types of bouldering, but of climbing. But essentially, bouldering are small rocks. And that's like what Christo does with his friends in Columbus, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years up in Seattle, just because of the gym I was a part of. One of the big goals I have for this year is to climb more, and specifically climb on ropes with ropes more, which entails higher rocks and walls.
As smaller rocks, or don't you bother with rocks?
Well, yeah, so the smaller rocks, you usually don't need ropes because it's not as high. And that is one of the reasons I found this other gym that has both small rocks and big rocks. But the big rocks, they have all the ropes on it. And that's what I'm going to try to get better at this year.
Do they have certain stages that you have to pass?
Yeah, they do. So they have, in order to climb up on one of those big rocks with the ropes with a partner, you need to, be able to certify that you know what you're doing, and like the people there know that you know what you're doing, because it's a whole liability issue, right? But they do a belay test. Belaying is what it's called when you are helping someone up get the other side of the rock. It's like when you're tied to their rope. But they'll belay test me soon, because I just started to. I've just decided this week that I'm going to be at this gym. There were several reasons. One, like I was telling you, with the rope focus, higher rocks, but also the community and like the feel. It was just like a different energy than the bouldering gym. The bouldering gym was a little too cliquey, I think. Meaning like everyone kind of had their group of friends. I'm not saying that I couldn't go up to them and try to introduce myself, but at this new gym, it seemed like everybody knew everybody and everyone was talking to everybody. People were just coming up to me and everyone was very friendly, and I like that community aspect, and I feel like it made me feel like I wanted to be a part of it.
Good. Well, now, does Kayla go with you?
Right. So, because I'll be coming home from work, I will probably not be going with Kayla to this gym during the weekdays, but she is looking at getting into a climbing class later this year so that we can go together for real rocks outside. And that's the big goal, right? The whole reason I want to focus on ropes is so that I can explore the Portland area. There is a lot of good routes out here, and I've got a couple books that I've been reading on different areas, but also just being a part of that one gym, I just started talking to people, and they were telling me all their favorite places, and yeah, I'm really excited to become a part of this gym, because I'll definitely find a community, and it'll be like, yeah, we're going out to this spot this weekend. Do you want to come? And that's kind of what I've been missing.
Well, that's good, Nico, because it's so different from what your work is. It's nice that you have this interest that you can go to.
Yeah.
When you're not working.
You're right. And I look forward to it. And it's a way to, stay fit and active. But the coolest part for me is how mentally stimulating it is. And that's what I'll say, where the reason I like my job now is it's very mentally stimulating. So I'll say that they're kind of similar in that way, where I'm having to use my brain to problem solve. And that's kind of all where it boils down to. And I really am liking it, because the engineering is making me use all that textbook knowledge and hard math skills during the day, but then when I go to the gym, I'm thinking about the logistics. So like how is my body going to be moving in this specific way? Like how do I hold this specific piece of rock because I fell off of it last time? And then I talk to my my engineers at work to ask for problems, but I can also talk to the friends at the climbing gym to be like, oh, how did you do this one? So I'm just learning a ton, and it feels like a really good time right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Then you're glad you made the break.
Oh, I think the break was essential, and it made me realize what my values are for this upcoming year and what I want to focus on.
Oh, that sounds great, Nico. Really great. Well, now, I haven't talked to you since did you finish your courses?
Yes. So I was taking that one CW Certified Weld Inspector seminar. I was in Louisville for a week, and I found out there were 3 parts. I found out that I passed 2 of them, but I did not pass the third one and the hardest one.
Mm.
So I'm gonna have to take just that one that I failed, again.
Is there any way you can prepare for that?
Yeah, so that's another thing I'm trying to figure out. There is an actual certified weld inspector at my new job, and I'm gonna ask him for his advice, because the problem with that test was that I haven't had a lot of that hands-on inspecting experience, and this was the practical where they had fake welds and fake weld procedures where they were asking questions.
If it was done correctly or whatever.
Right. And the misleading part was that seminar that I went to. When I took all the practice exams that they gave me there, I was doing really well, and I was not expecting the level of difficulty to jump like it did. But the exam was maybe 5 times harder than the practice.
Mm.
But now,
That sounds good.
yeah, which is a little misleading. But I mean, it's good that they make it hard, because this is serious stuff, and you should know exactly what you're doing. But
Wow.
it made me realize the areas I need to focus on, and I'm gonna talk with the CWI and be like, hey, can you help me solidify these areas of weakness? And then I'll retake it. And so I'm actually, because I did really well in the other couple parts, I'm a certified associate welding engineer or welding inspector, which means I can work with this guy to inspect, but I cannot sign off on anything yet.
Okay.
So I didn't come away with nothing, but there's still a lot of time before.
No. You came away with a lot of knowledge. Nico.
Yeah, you're right. And I will still.
It wasn't wasted, but just be sure you get it now. I mean, you went through the 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
So just be sure that you don't say, oh, well, I'll wait down the road a year or 2 and then I'll work on it.
You're right.
Get it. I mean, I'm telling you this because I went for my master's at the U of P in education. Mm-hmm. And if I would have kept on, I would have had my master's easily. But then I decided to have kids, and, it just wasn't important. And as I look back in my life, I wish I would have just waylaid that and finished and gotten all my education,
Yeah, out of the way.
rather than going back to it. It's always harder when you go back.
Yeah, no, I'm already realizing that. So, and you're right. Thank you for telling me that. Because I've done some research on the next time I can take the exam. It's in March, so about like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And it's.
Well, that's pretty close. Maybe you want to wait a while.
And you're right. That's the thing. The only reason I say it's in March is because this practical test is a moving one. So every week it'll be in a different city, in a different state.
Oh my goodness.
So that's why I was saying March, because the next time it's in Portland, I won't have to, it'll be in March. So then I won't have to spend money on planes and
well, that's
hotels
right.
and stuff.
Right. And I think when you're in your own environment, you'll be able to do a little better.
Yeah, you're right. So I think the 2 options are, if I can study up for the next month with my CWI and make sure that I am ready, then to take it. But I also don't think it would be terrible to have, you know, like a year of not a year, maybe 6 months till the next time it's offered in Oregon or Portland,
Yeah.
so that I
yeah.
have more time to get that stuff and be just like more comfortable with all of it.
Yeah, you don't want to rush it.
Right, because it, you know, it is money in the end, and I get I get 3 more times to retake, which is nice. But if you take it without training, they require you to take training before the next time you take it. So I need to make sure that this next time I take it, I pass. So I don't want to, you know, rush it and then you know, be out of it. And then have to do it again anyway, just because I, you know, was too fast.
Yeah, I can see that. Just don't let it go down the road 2-3 years.
Oh, no. And yeah, it like expires in like a year, so I have to do it within a year.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I definitely will. It's just probably the best time is probably the next time it's offered in Oregon, just not March. If it was like in like, you know, 3 months from now, that'd probably be perfect, but
yeah, well,
just not the case.
It'll work out. Maybe it's not that way for a good reason. Maybe you're supposed to just absorb all this knowledge from this master welder, you know.
Yep.
And get all his tips. I'm sure he has a lot of little, you know, advice to give you in different ways of doing things.
Yeah, you're right.
And well, that sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah, and
your health is wise. Your health is okay.
Oh, health is great. I'm actually back on health insurance, which is nice.
Oh, yes, that is, yes.
Because of but
especially when you're without it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just linked to work. So now that I got a job, I'll be good. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go to the doctor, set up an appointment soon for a yearly physical, just because I haven't been doing that in Seattle, but you know, I'm getting older, so
well, good. It's good. Everybody is watching their health a lot more than they did. In fact, I'm taking PT twice a week.
Oh, nice. How's that going?
I get it right here.
Oh, they come to your room? They come to your room, or do you have to go down?
No, I go down to their clinic.
Oh, that's
on the first floor.
That's great.
Which is in with the really sad cases, you know, hospice, and you know, and you go past those rooms and you think, oh, this is where I'm going to end up, you know, eventually. But the guy I have is young and he's real. I mean, I have no strength in my lower legs from my knee down to my ankles. And that's why I lose my balance and fall all the time. I just have no strength at all. And I must strengthen this. And it's going to take more than PT, twice a week. I'm going to have to build this into my living. And I'm going to have to do it if I want to keep on going without a wheelchair, you know.
Yeah, you're right. But you can do it, Grandma.
Well, I'm going to try.
You can do it.
But I'm still very unsteady, and I use my walker, my wheeled walker, all the time. Well, and
that's okay. That's okay.
I'm secure with that, but nevertheless, I would like to graduate to a cane and not go the other way to a motorized scooter, you know.
Right.
So we'll just have to wait and see, but I'm going to really try and strengthen my lower legs, because that's what I need. So, and it doesn't help that I have this nerve thing in my hands and feet. this tingling.
Oh.
So I cannot grasp things easily. They fall out of my hands because I can't really feel the touch. I'd be terrible mountain climbing, wouldn't I?
Or maybe that would make you really good because you can't feel.
It'd make me fall a lot.
Not fall. I mean, I was thinking more for like you're not gonna feel if you're tired.
Well, he works me pretty hard.
That's good.
And then I'm my apartment is sort of in the back, and so I have to walk to get to the main areas where things are, and some of them complain, oh, they have to do all this walking, but I am glad I have it because it gives me plenty of exercise.
Exactly.
I like to walk with my walker in the halls almost an hour every day. I like that.
That is amazing.
So I'm trying, but it's a struggle. I really gotta work on it because I'm not getting any younger. And as my son says, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yep, that is what he says.
Yep. So how have you been with your book?
Oh, the book? Yeah,